Okay, so where we left off. So our axis of symmetry is going to be x equals negative h. So that's the vertex value of our x. And in this case, it's going to be x equals 0. So we're going to come back to focus and directrix probably Monday or Tuesday, and then we'll fill those in when we get there. Now, for this function, you're going to have a maximum if it opens down, and a minimum if it opens up. So if we look at our graph, we can see that it's opening up, so it's going to have a minimum. And our minimum is going to be that lowest y value, the bottom of the valley, which in this case is going to be our vertex. And it's almost always going to be the vertex unless there's some sort of restriction that chops our function down. So in this case, it's going to be y equals k. So our minimum is at y equals k, or you could use the vertex minus hk. Now your x-intercept, remember this is where your function crosses your x-axis, and your y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. If we look at our graph, this parent function only has one x-intercept, and it's at the vertex at 0, 0. Likewise, it has one y-intercept, also at 0, 0. So we're going to come down here for this one, and we're just going to say 0, 0, 0, 0. And we could also say the x values. So x equals 0, or the y value, we could say y equals 0 to say when it crosses. Increasing and decreasing intervals. Increasing and decreasing intervals, we're always going to look at our function from left to right. So we're looking as our x values increase, what's happening to our y values. And if we look here, as our x values increase, our y values are going down. And they're going to continue to go down until we get to the vertex. So our decreasing interval then is going to be negative infinity to our vertex, which is 0. And we could also say this in our x values as our negative h. So in this case, it's going to be negative infinity, comma, 0. Our increasing intervals then are going to start at our vertex. And as we continue to go right, our y values are now going up. So again, our increasing interval is going to be from negative h to infinity, and in this case, 0 to infinity. Now, end behavior, on the other hand, is looking at what happens as our function. We're looking at our y values as our function heads towards positive infinity and negative infinity on the x-axis. So what's happening to our y values as we go towards infinity? And since this opens up, there's no limit to our y values. So as x goes towards infinity, our y's are going to keep going up. So we're simply going to say end behavior as x goes to infinity, f of x goes to infinity. And then as we go to negative infinity, our y values are going up and continue to go up forever as well. So it too is going to go to infinity. And a key thing for quadratics, these two will always be the same. So if it's opening up, it'll be positive infinity. If it's opening down, it'll be negative infinity. And I think that's probably enough for today. We'll fill in the rest of it as we're going. All right.